everyone, this week I thought I'd give you 7 easy ways you can be healthier. So first off is don't compare yourself. This all came about because people kept saying to me, oh, you're so healthy, you're much healthier than me, and I was thinking in my head, no, I'm not very healthy. And that was because I was comparing myself to other people who, you know, never have pizza, never have treats, and I do those things every week, but ultimately I am healthier. I watched a really good video, I'll link it in the description box, by Lavender, and she was talking about when you're jealous of somebody and you're comparing yourself, it's not really about that person, it's about you, which I knew anyway, but the way she said it just kind of really resonated. She's like, there's a quality in them that you're jealous of. So it might be that they're really popular, or like their creativity, or something about them. So, and we all have whatever they have within us, so it's just kind of working on that and just realising it's not about them, it's about you, and just don't compare yourself, because we all have gifts and we all have things we can do ourselves. The next thing I do is I don't waste my calories on drinks. So I don't count calories, I don't believe in that, but I am very aware of like chemicals and things like that. So if I want something really nice, I will choose to have that as food. I won't waste it on like a fizzy drink or anything like that. Now if that's your kind of bag, then that's fair enough, have that. But I think it's just to be kind of mindful, like if you're gonna have something and you're gonna, you know, put sort of things that you know are not that good for you in your body, make sure that you absolutely love it. Like make sure it's the best thing ever, that you're not gonna like kind of feel rubbish afterwards and think, oh, that wasn't worth it. Like make sure it's something afterwards you're like, well, I know that wasn't good for me, but it tasted like so friggin' good, like it was totally worth it. Like make sure it's like that, because otherwise it's just not worth it. Next, focus on your inner goddess, because like this is the thing that kind of really changed things for me recently. So I used to always focus on like how I looked, or my size, or my weight, and then I read The Goddess Revolution, which my friend Emma Louise lent to me, so I don't have it because I've passed that back to her. But that was a really good book. So it was basically talking about how, like, imagine yourself as like somebody else, like a separate person. That's how I understood it anyway, like literally like a goddess, like a best friend. You know, what would you say to them, how would you speak to them? Like if I find myself saying, no, I'm not going to have that because if I eat that I might put on weight, then I kind of stop myself in my tracks and think, okay, if I wasn't worrying about weight, would I have that? If I was focusing on health and feeling good, and I mean health as in mental health as well as like physical health and your body, would I have it? And sometimes yes, I would, because sometimes I think it's just good to give ourselves a little bit of something we want, and other times I think, no, you know what, that's full of rubbish, like I'm gonna literally treat myself like a goddess, and I wouldn't feed a goddess like that. Like sometimes you would feed a goddess like a really good indulgent chocolate as a treat, and sometimes you'd feed her kale and stuff like that. So think of yourself as that way, and just kind of every time you decide to make a decision about food or exercise or whatever, just kind of think, would I treat a goddess like this? Because that's how you need to treat yourself. Next one is meditation and mindfulness. Now I know meditation isn't everybody's thing. I personally really love it. But if that's not into that, like try and get into a mindful meditation state. So sometimes I find just like cleaning the house, cranking up the tunes, that can just really make me feel really good. So kind of find out what it is for you. For some people it's cooking and just making the time for that, or whether it's me reading a mindfulness book, or whether it's just having a go at meditation. You might have tried it and thought, oh, it's not really me, but there's so many different types of meditation. So I just think the only way to be healthy is to kind of work on up here, and meditation absolutely does that. It doesn't happen overnight, you've got to practice it every day. But if you find you've meditated and you thought, oh, this wasn't really for me, it wasn't very good, kind of see that as health, that you've actually bothered to try, like you've put yourself first, and kind of feel like, I don't know, a triumph for doing that, and kind of celebrate that, and you're more likely to do it, and then you're more likely to get to the point where you actually find the meditation is super effective and you feel brilliant from it and you thrive from doing it. The next one is alone time, spending time by yourself. I think this is super important, because if you can't be alone with your own thoughts and you're kind of scared what might come up, then that's a sure sign that there's niggles at you that you have to work on. Because I've said this so many times, but what you resist persists. You can't run away from it, you can't run away from like your funky thoughts, you have to work from it. So I think it's important to spend time with yourself. And if you're like me and your mum, that's not always easy to do, but I feel like even if it's just once a week, when you put the kids to bed and you just say to your partner, if you have one, I'm just gonna like take myself upstairs for an hour, I don't mean that to sound dodgy, and just like do something for yourself, whether that's like journaling, meditation, watching TED Talks, just some sort of positivity. And if that's impossible, like, you know, if you have a younger one and they have a nap, do something then, like I say, even if it's just cooking, like zone out and just kind of witness what kind of thoughts come up, and are they positive, are they negative, and don't judge them, just kind of witness them and kind of be able to laugh at them and almost be like a spectator and kind of think, okay, that wasn't very loving. As I say, going back to the goddess thing, and then realising how you can change that and working on mantras and things like that. Just spend time in your own company. Like, it's all good being happy when you're surrounded by people you love and stuff, but as soon as like that kind of time ends and you're on your own, if you're miserable and you don't kind of like your own company, then I don't think you're ever gonna like your own company and ever be truly happy if you can't be on your own. Like, really focus on just embracing yourself and being literally your own best friend, and like being your best company. Work on your dream life and like routines and stuff to make it happen. Like, if you want things to change, like, you have to, you know, be there to make it happen. You have to make it happen. Like, I remember Tony Robbins saying, like, your brain isn't designed to keep you happy, it's designed for you to survive. So anything you want and anything you want to feel, you have to work on that and you have to go out and do it. So whether it's like you start implementing a healthy routine, whatever it is, or whether you just kind of plan what you want your life to be, even if you have no idea how you're going to get there, just the planning process will get you a lot closer. Like, it's almost just like you declaring, this is what I want to happen, universe, like, show me the steps, and then just kind of tune in and just be guided and just go for it. Lastly, don't focus on more than 3 things at once, because sometimes we kind of get all inspired, all motivated, and be like, yeah, I'm gonna be super healthy, I'm gonna do this, you know, I'm gonna kick ass and all that, and then after a couple of days, like, we're just completely exhausted with it all. So I think focus on no more than 3 things at once, and make sure they're not like externally things. Make sure they're things from within that you know is going to make you feel good. So like, for me, I bang on and on about meditation, but yet I struggle to make it like a regular daily habit. So I just set myself like a 21-day challenge where I would meditate every single day. Then I focused on at the same time trying to make sure I was working out more, because again, I think it's important to work out and move our bodies, but I was struggling to make it like a regular thing. I was really inconsistent. I'd work out loads and then nothing for weeks. So I was focusing on that, and the last one I was just focusing on loving myself a bit more and making decisions on health rather than I'm trying to lose weight. So rather than just do this mass plan, and I just wasn't allowing myself to do anything else. Like, it wasn't allowing myself to follow a specific plan. I wasn't, you know, saying I have to work out X amount of times a week. I was just focusing on 3 things. I'll only ever focus on 3 things at once now, and sometimes it might only be one thing I focus on. Make that habit, make sure you can really own it, like, just be like a complete girl boss with it, then kind of think about bringing something else in, but just don't do too many things at once. And that's it. And I guess the last thing is just to completely love yourself and speak kind about yourself. But I'll be back next week with a new video. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye!